In a world crying out for a top 10 show, John Roca and Matt Nost are here to bring you the top 10. Take it away, boys. Welcome, everybody, to this brand new episode of the Top 10. I am John Roca.
I am Matt Nost.
And we are on the precipice of coming back to Collider, Matt Nost. How exciting is this?
We are at the Hillary step. You can see the peak.
The Edmund Hillary step.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to make sure we clarify that. For some
I think
people.
there's only one thing in the entire world called the Hillary step.
Well, some people may not know that it's called the Hillary step. I don't know what you're referencing.
Yeah, but I think even you putting the name Edmund on him is not going to fucking illuminate the idea, in the person's mind. It's not like suddenly like, oh, Edmund Hillary. Why did you fucking say that? Oh, of course. So it is a Mount Everest reference for those youngins.
For all you non-mountain climbers.
Well, it's pretty known. Of all the mountains in the world, it's one of the few geographic features that anybody really knows.
That's fair.
I'm just saying, what else do you know out there? Do you got anything on K2?
There's a movie called K2. That's all I know.
There is?
Yeah. You ever seen the K2 movie?
Oh, no, honestly, until the new Everest came out, that was one of my favorite, if not my favorite, mountain climbing movie.
K2?
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty
Even
cool
though
movie.
but it's it's got some cheese. It's got some cheese. I hate Vertical Limit.
Oh my God.
I think that thing is a train wreck and a half. It is terrible from start to finish. What killed me, I don't know if you remember, but it's always stuck with me. So I'm watching this, and I like mountain climbing movies.
Yep.
I've watched a ton of them.
I've seen the movie 10 times. Vertical
Which
Limit.
one? Vertical Limit? I've seen it more times because I just go back to be like, why? I don't understand this.
It's the fascination thing, yeah.
But the opening, when it's the harrowing decision and Chris O'Donnell has to make a choice to cut the dad or whatnot. And before that, they had this big CGI condor flying around.
Right.
And that's how we greet to them. The condor flies past the face of the mountain, and then suddenly the camera takes us to them. And you're like, okay, they're jumping on. The dad slips, and you got to save her. And so Chris O'Donnell, he's got to cut the cord. This was in the trailer. Mm-hmm. So I'm not really spoiling anything. But what I am spoiling is, so the dad is perilously falling to his death. And unlike Cliffhanger, you go wide, you pull out. We don't need to see it. And in this, they see that, they cut back to O'Donnell and his sister, and then cut back to the static shot from the ground, and the condor flies past again, and this lifeless body just goes thump. And you're like, I'm sorry, is this a comedy that's way darker than any comedy should be? And it just cuts to, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Why did we need to see that shot?
I don't disagree with you.
And then it never pays. It's just one thing after another. Bill Paxton's character is just so ridiculously over the top. But that ain't this show, baby.
Nope. I'd love to talk about that film and the perils of that film, but this ain't Thunderdome.
No, this is not Thunderdome.
Or Blunderdome.
I have seen K2. I've watched a few documentaries on mountain climbing. I've read a bunch of books.
You know what's crazy? Martin Campbell is the director of Vertical Limit.
Huh.
Yeah. That guy did Casino Royale, for fuck's sake. How's that possible?
I don't know.
He's such a confusing director. I love The Foreigner, the Jackie Chan one, but then he also did Green Lantern. But then he did Edge of Darkness, which was fucking awesome. But then he did Mask of Zorro and Goldeneye, which was good, but No Escape was terrible. So it's weird. He's a weird director.
Ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
Up, down, but he's still working. So good for him.
He is. Today's episode is Top 10 Corrupt Cop Movies. Why are we doing this one, Matt? Do you remember the movie?
I actually looked it up because I could not remember.
Yeah.
It's for the new Tyrese vehicle, Black and Blue.
Tyrese Gibson.
He is so thoroughly hoping he needs this to pop off because he was chiming at Rock for doing this separate side thing.
Yeah.
And talking about, basically, you're not bigger than me. Nobody's bigger than the franchise.
Right.
Type of shit. He needs this for his ego bad.
Naomi Harris is in this as well.
She is, from James Bond.
And Frank Grillo, who I interviewed on The Deep Cut. What an awesome guy. That is fun. So who knows if it's going to work? There's been no early reviews of it.
Not a good sign.
Yeah, not a good sign.
October release. Not a good sign.
Not a good sign.
Because this doesn't seem the time of year for this type of movie.
Oh, yeah, Mike Coulter's in this, too. The dude from
Coulter.
Luke Cage. The guy who played Luke Cage.
Never watched it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Distinctive.
He's a strong brother.
Yeah, he's got a presence.
He does. Holy shit, he does.
Yeah, so we were doing it for that. I had to look it up, though, and I was like, what are we? I
know.
don't even remember.
Because we plan these so far ahead.
We try to as best we can.
Yeah.
Certain things sometimes change, but yeah, I mean, we're better about it now than we used to be.
Well, having Kristen Smith do the calendar really helped.
Hell yeah, it did.
And Kristen now, because I'm old and I forget things, she now sends me a reminder on Monday about, or over the weekend about
Great.
what.
So that means when you text me on Tuesday, was it 2.5 hours before I was supposed to be here? 3 hours? And you're like, "What? This is the one we're doing, right?" Like, I started this list already, but it's like, dude, you have a calendar? I just sit back and was like, yep. Like, it's fine. I do not care at
I know,
all.
I'm terrible.
I was like, dude, you willed a calendar into existence for
I did.
just this very question.
I know, you're right. You're right. I know. It's just that I just have to know. I'm so paranoid about upsetting people or disappointing people that I don't mind triple checking or quadruple checking something just so I'm right. Because I've been in that moment where you're like, fuck. You know, when we lost those two shows a couple of months ago, man, that really fucked me up for a while because that's a lot of our time and effort. And we don't have a lot of time. And so I was like, I don't want it. So sometimes I have to double check, triple
But just
check.
know with me, I understand that sometimes life throws a curveball. And it's not like you did it with malicious intent, so I didn't blame you.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? That's fine. Let me know when your schedule opens up, and we'll figure something out. And we did.
We did.
We made up for that last time, and guess what? You know, life isn't always smooth sailing.
Yeah, true.
And we don't ever really have those rocky things because we're mostly, by and large, on top of our shit, and with a lot of help from other individuals.
Yeah, true.
It helps keep things streamlined and organized, and we can keep delivering more and more content. And we appreciate all the help we get from Mike Shea to Joe Ibarra to Kristen Smith, who you brought up, Matthew Hasso, and Chris Alexakos for helping us all with the Patreon stuff. Everybody there helps us immensely. And if I could say help again one more time, I will figure out a way to do it. Can I squeeze the help onto this list? I don't know if there was a corrupt cop in that movie.
Hey-oh.
But there is a chance. I know Snyder pitched me on one on the way out.
Did he really?
Yes, he did. I liked his thought process. I did not. Is not what I wanted from my list.
Oh, fair. Yeah. Sometimes I'll ask him just to jog my head about things I might not be thinking about. He's rarely right, though.
He had an interesting take on this one.
Yeah,
Let's see if it comes up on your list.
All right.
But so for this, I was trying to find things. I wanted to live with the corruption as much as I could. I tried to honor that more, if that makes sense.
Right.
So the movies where you saw more of it,
Yes, I agree.
have more weight.
Yes, I agree. Just one random dirty cop doesn't make sense to me.
It depends on what the randomness of it is. None of those I don't think really made my list. Those like one-off type of things. It's like that's not enough.
Yeah.
For me.
Agreed. All right, so let's jump into this thing, Matt. Do you want to just jump into it?
Yeah, let's get right in. Once we set a topic, we go our individual ways and create personal top 10 lists. Show back up here. I do my bottom three. He does his bottom three. I do my next two. He does his next two. Then we trade one apiece. Once we have revealed our personal top 10 list, create the shows between the two of us.
Kaboom!
I like that as a little punctuation.
Yeah, man, I dig it.
I'll go into full hog calling eventually. Hebra, hebra, hebra.
Yeah, number 10.
So my number 10, I'm probably going to be saying the words punt.
Okay.
That's fine. And I more than likely, everybody agrees with you. Training Day.
Yes, it's a punt.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
All
right.
It became one of those things.
I got you.
It's 7 is the guard.
At number 9?
Or, pardon me, at number 9.
I thought you were jumping.
Nope, jumped right past my next two. And eliminated yours from the overall discussion. The guard.
Great choice, Brendan Gleeson, Don
Brendan
Cheadle.
Gleeson, Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
So the corruption ends up being, higher up above.
Yes.
So that's where they find it. It ranks lower because neither of the two main people that you're focusing on are part of the corruption themselves.
Yeah.
There is corruption happening. This is kind of the only one of these where it's just like it's not focused within the main two people.
Yeah.
They realize it eventually.
Yeah. I like this movie a lot.
So did I. And it's really interesting. It's one of those after 28 days later.
Yeah.
Brendan Gleeson, I was like, man, that guy's,
Yeah.
It's always good.
Yeah.
And then from there on, any vehicle that I happened to stumble upon that he had a prominent part in at all,
Yeah.
I watched. I was actually excited when they added him to Harry Potter. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
dude, he'll make something very interesting. I can't wait. And he did.
Moody.
Yeah, I like that character.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine reading that and trying to be like, all right, so what's this dude all about?
Yeah. do what you can with it. Or what are you going to do with this?
Yeah, you got a wonky Frankenstein eye
Yeah.
that has a mind of its own at times.
Yeah.
And you got to act like that shit's normal.
You got a massive cane that you're walking around in, or stick.
True.
That
And
you
you-
use.
Drink some sort of weird, what is it, liverwort or something to subdue the inner actual individual because he's been possessed by or taken over.
Lily juice potion, is that right?
I can't. You're asking the wrong person. I know what happens. The actual name. You know what's cool?
I can see people yelling at us right now.
I can't remember the character's name, but the professor that wears all the pink that everybody ends up hating.
Yeah.
That you, as soon as you meet her, you know you don't like her.
Right.
And she was wearing all those like very classic '60s kind of pantsuits.
Yes.
bright, vibrant colors and whatnot. One of them on a pink suit that she wore prominently. All the buttons and whatnot are
right.
little skulls.
Yeah.
Just like, wow, what a great detail that I never would have known about. But the internet is like, if you zoom in,
Yeah.
that sums it up pretty perfectly for her.
Polyjuice potion.
Polyjuice potion.
That's what it's called. That makes you change around. See, I thought it was lily juice, but that's because my brain,
That's crazy
my
talk.
brain is fried.
Lily juice, dude. 6-minute abs.
Six.
This 6-minute. No. It's 7. You know, like 7 squirrels sitting on a limb or whatever, sitting in a tree or whatever he says.
Yeah.
Just ridiculousness. But The Guard is, it's a smaller British film. I'm sure it's one of those title cards that comes up and it's funded by the British Lottery
Yes.
that gets their public funds by that way and it turns out a solid movie.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
do that all the time. She's like, man, this thing is really good.
It's actually surprising in how good they were to get this thing. And it's always these. It's one of these British films that always slides under the radar. You never know if it's going to be good enough.
I don't think Cheadle or Gleason had quite the full recognition. Cheadle was the bigger star,
Yeah.
whereas now I think it might get more play after both of them been in our lives for this much longer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's an interesting team up. I'm willing to see that.
I'm down.
Yeah, I watched Gleason's. He had a Stephen King TV show. I think it was a Stephen King.
Oh yeah, the serial killer one.
Yeah, I watched season 1 of that.
Yeah, it was good. I
liked
that
it.
one.
I liked him a lot. I was like, I believe everything about this character. This is
Yep.
pretty impressive.
Yep. I don't disagree.
All right, so that was my 7, or probably my fucking 9. My 8 is, you ready to say the words?
Okay.
It might not be a punt.
Okay.
American Gangster.
It's not on my list.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't think his role was big enough for me to be the corrupt cop necessarily. So
Well, I also looked at it too. A, it's based on a true story.
yeah,
And B, given the fact that the true story nature of it, John's getting ready to head out of the room. That's why I stumbled for half a second. I didn't know where I was going, guys. And now I'm just going to fess up and be honest about it and just have a real conversation with you. Anyway, so the corruption, I think, leads to a world in which the drug trade could exist like this in New York, and cops would turn a blind eye, and there would be junkie cops. So the corruption is Josh Brolin, but it's the corruption of the city, and you can see it, entirely.
True.
When you get an influx of, you get free international shipping on drugs, and now you get to flood the market with lower priced, high quality product.
Yeah.
And the American government unknowingly is flying all of this home. It's one of the most genius and evil little schemes. I can't believe it worked.
yeah.
It's just we're just going to pile up empty coffins with kilos. And there was no international drug trade. Now we have to look for that shit. There were no dogs walking around airports and whatnot. It's just the balls, man.
Well, I mean, just to come up with it and then to pull it off, and then
For a guy that's looked down upon as only a chauffeur.
yeah, right. Pretty incredible.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard, but I don't shine shoes anymore, But he's got the muscle to back up the claim and not face repercussions, at least in that regard.
I ain't shining shoes no more.
But yeah, so to me it was the corruption of the cops, but that was just part of this overall virus of corruption that had invaded the city.
Yeah.
There was almost 3 New York ones on my list.
Oh wow. All right.
There's another one I like too, with the quality actor that people go to another one instead. Anyway,
That was your number 8.
that was my 8.
Okay. My number 10 is unlawful entry.
Which one is that?
Ray Liotta, Kurt Russell, and Kathleen Quinlan.
Oh,
Remember that one?
Doctor. I remember that.
Yeah, he's so corrupt. He's all about like spying in on that family, and he wants,
creepy.
he wants to get with his wife and shit.
Is it Andy McDowell? It's not Andy McDowell. It's
maybe
Stowe.
it is.
It's
Is it Madeline Stowe?
I think it's Madeline Stowe.
Damn, is that who that was? I was getting her confused with Kathleen Quinlan, who's in Breakdown. Yeah, it is Madeline Stowe.
There you go.
Shit. All right, fair enough.
I haven't thought about that movie in a long time.
Yeah. He's he's corrupt, and initially he's there to help them because there's a burglary, and they start to see like that he's getting himself way too into their lives, and he's coming around too often to check on the wife, and then he starts calling into question Kurt Russell's ability to defend his own wife, and then he comes after them both, it's just a great little twist because like he only meets them because she legitimately was attacked in her home by a burglar, and he gets called, he saves it, and he attacks the guy, kicks the shit out of the guy. So he's like, oh, this guy's on their side, and then like as it progresses, it gets worse and worse, and so and it kind of is an interesting film because it's a little bit of showing you the danger of someone who has a badge and a gun, and the freedom with which they can kind of mess with the rules of law because they're within the system. So
they are the system.
Or they are the system, right? Fair point. Yeah.
So it's going to take. Well, it's a lot of this corruption of cops.
Yeah. Crippity.
In really large cities, it makes sense because how do you actually police all these people?
People are corrupt, no matter what fucking job they do.
True,
but people find a way to be corrupt.
When there's this many people, this scale of financial institutions and whatnot, money is floating around, and all kinds of terrible things are happening.
The statistics alone would bear that out.
It doesn't matter. Throw a dart at a board at crime, and there is some of, you can find that. It's not a problem.
Right.
So corruption is just so pervasive.
It is. My number 9 is Internal Affairs.
Okay. I haven't seen it in years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is one I thoroughly love because it's such an unusual role for Richard Gere to play. Mm-hmm. And I remember being affected by it because at the time, Garcia was like coming out of Untouchables, and I wanted him to be a superstar. Like I was like, I'll go see anything he's in because I want to, in my own way, will him into superstardom.
I know what you mean. He was a likable guy. He is a likable guy.
He is, yeah. And so, but eventually it never really happened. But they tried. But this is one of those films that was like full-on Latino. It's fucking machismo, top dog machismo. He's with this white woman, Nancy Travis, who's in love with. She's an art curator. But like he starts to pursue, he's a detective with Laurie Metcalf. He starts to pursue Richard Gere. Richard Gere's this corrupt cop. So he starts to slowly figure things out. Well, what's happening? William Baldwin's in this. Annabella Shora plays the wife. Laurie Metcalf is the partner, and she's a lesbian. So it's interesting to explore that too.
I remember so little about this movie.
There's so much here. And then he becomes obsessed with trying to destroy Andy Garcia, and he he tries to get in with Nancy Travis, and Andy's all caught up in his shit, like he's a Latino, because he sees them having lunch, and he like confronts his wife, thinks his wife's having an affair on him. Mm-hmm. Like it's so fucking. And then he shows up at their house at the end, like breaks into their house and is waiting for them, and there's a big confrontation. I just loved it because Gere is such a hero that you wouldn't expect him to play this kind of role, and I think he does a really great job with it. And he's charming but creepy as fuck, and he's dirty as hell. I mean, he calls William Baldwin. Oh no, William Baldwin calls his wife, who is fucking Richard Gere, while she's on the phone with him trying to tell him about what's happening. And William Baldwin is saying, I need to go to the Internal Affairs and tell them what's happening with Richard Gere, who's his mentor on the force, because he knows Richard Gere is dirty. But in the meantime, his wife is having sex with him, telling him not to go to Internal Affairs. It's just like, it's such a dirty fucking film, but I love it. So there you go. It's my defense of it.
In my head, it came out at the same time as the Kevin Costner political intrigue movie. You know what I'm talking about? I can't remember the name of it. I know we've talked about it before.
Oh, No Way Out?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. It's a couple of years difference, but yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, I was a kid when both came out. My mom bought No Way Out, so I've seen No Way Out. So to me, that's the superior of the two because I didn't know any better, and they've always existed in the same realm.
Oh, I think it is a better film, absolutely, quality-wise.
Yeah.
There's just something about Internal Affairs that I really fucking enjoy. Yeah, Internal Affairs 1990. No Way Out. Might be 87. So yeah, a couple years difference.
Okay.
But yeah, I get that. My number 8 then is Narc.
That's a punt.
Okay, fair enough. What's your 7?
You're
Okay,
number
don't
8?
look.
You're number 8?
You got Trinity at 10. You can't judge me.
Well, it's true. My list is different in that we're about to get to it, and you're going to say the words punt again.
Okay.
The Departed.
Yeah, punt.
Okay. I know.
Interesting.
I know.
Okay, I like this. What's your 6?
My 6 is Insomnia.
That's my 7. So let's talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a great. Is Pacino dirty or not?
Yeah, man.
But it's a different type of aspect of it. He is dirty for. It looks like more than likely he planted evidence on a dude who he knows was guilty.
Yep.
But didn't have the evidence, so he doctored that up,
Yeah.
and his partner confesses to him that he's going to go before the Internal Affairs inquiry.
Yeah.
And then
Does Pacino shoot him or not?
exactly,
In the mist.
and at the end he doesn't even know.
Nope. Because he's so tired. He's so
Exactly.
messed
It's
up.
just like, I don't know what is up or down. Did I not? It makes a lot of sense that maybe I would have to protect it to make sure this guy went away and I didn't know, so I have to go down too.
It's such a great way to redeem him without fully redeeming him.
Exactly. He's
It's
still
brilliant.
a dirtbag.
Yeah.
He's still a dirtbag.
Right.
But it makes me think maybe that dude was guilty.
Yeah. Robin Williams is good in this. Hilary Swank is good in this. It's a remake of a Stellan Skarsgård film that he did, a Dutch film that he did.
I know, yeah. I knew it was a remake.
Yeah. It's more creepier on a lot of levels. Like he tries to hit on the girl. I think he tries to hit on the friend of his daughter. Like he puts his hand on her fucking leg on her skirt, and it's weird. But he's like going through this thing where he can't sleep. So everything is happening. He's not sure he's doing it or not doing it.
Okay.
So it builds to the end because he's carrying the guilt. There's
feel
none
like
of that
I've
with
seen
Pacino.
that one.
You might have. It's really good.
Does it end up in a basement in the final act?
Oh, I don't know. That might be The Vanishing or Vanishing.
Might be Vanishing.
Yeah.
That was another Skarsgård. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
I
that
like-
was my 6 or 7.
It's Insomnia?
Yeah.
So then my 6 is The Professional, Leon.
Oh, that's a pun.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Well, okay. All right. Oh, I see. So I can't be judgmental, but you can be judgmental.
Well, just when you see it in the cold light of day, as I'm looking down at my list and you see the stark contrast of what is clearly right and what is clearly wrong.
Oh, my God.
Under that
All
harsh light where they're like, look, there are no more shadows.
right. Okay.
There are no more shadows.
No more corrupt shadows? Yeah.
Uh-huh. It's Hollywood during the day. Here's what the reality of Hollywood is.
You got balls. All right.
I'm just saying, it's not balls. It's just facts are facts.
Yeah, I guess.
This is no fake news media
Oh, fake news media.
on this side of the
It's
table.
fake news. What's your number
5 is Serpico.
Not on my list.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was like everyone. But there's no
I
real...
struggled with it because he is not corrupt.
Right.
He is just dealing with the corruption and trying to overturn
Right.
it.
It's more of a systemic corruption than
It
a
is.
corrupt cop.
I flirted with it. I had it much lower. I had it one slot higher.
I'm not going to ding you for it. It's a good
No, I know.
choice.
But in mine, it's just like, yeah, but I want like the corruption of somebody that I didn't care about any of those corrupt individuals. So that's why, I thought about not having it on my list as well.
Yeah.
Go a different route. So, it is what it is. It's Al Pacino. Because I almost put a Prince of the City.
Treat Williams.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But it's another dude. Well, he was corrupt, and
Right.
trying to change his tune.
Right.
Al Pacino is not corrupt, and he's the one standing up for the system, and it's the system that Josh Brolin is
Yeah.
in American Gangster.
Yep.
Just pervasive corruption within the police department, but especially narcotics division.
Yeah.
And money flying around, and everybody knows exactly what's going on. And dudes like Brolin driving cars that there's no way they should ever be able to afford.
Yeah.
With houses with swimming pools and everything else. Just like, where's this coming from?
Yeah.
We all know. So Serpico is one man's struggle against that. And ultimately, it's for the better. Glad that he did it, type
Yeah.
of thing. I don't live there, but
Yeah.
if you can get away there, you can get away with it there, then you get away with it anywhere.
Right. Good point.
So that needed to end.
Yeah.
And then, it's a solid 70s movie.
Absolutely it is, and one that people don't talk about enough when they talk about Pacino's career. Serpico is one that kind of gets lost when we talk about Godfather or Godfather
I think they
Part
go back
2
to, or Dog Day.
or Dog Day, right. It's a little bit less fanfare, but it's no less powerful, in my opinion, as a film, especially that what happens to him where he almost gets killed and shot in the head. And you're just like, oh, my God. I just remember being a young kid and seeing that movie for the first time and seeing him fall from behind after he's shot, and you're like, oh my God, they fucking shot him. And you thought he was dead and everything.
Then you grow up and you're like, of course they shot him.
Yeah, right. When you're a kid, you're like, why would you kill someone good?
Of course,
and then when you're older, you're like, that makes so much sense.
Because that's what bad people do.
Exactly.
You still want to believe that right should triumph.
Exactly.
It's like, hey,
Welcome to the world, son.
hey, how big is the right's stick? You know what I mean? Over the wrongs. Does he have a slightly larger stick? Then right will triumph
Every time.
every time. Mm-hmm. It's, unfortunately, that is that's the rule of law.
Yeah, sadly so. That was your number 5?
That was my 5.
So my 5 is Touch of Evil, the Orson Welles film.
Okay, never seen it.
Yeah, all right. He plays a corrupt cop throughout the movie, and he is, in essence, trying to force the issue against Charlton Heston, who plays this kind of half American, half Mexican cop or detective who is down there with his wife, Janet Leigh, and Quinlan, Hank Quinlan, I think is his name in the movie. He tries to kind of mess with this guy over and over again, using his dirty underworld contacts to kind of mess with Charlton Heston's investigation of him.
Okay.
By the end of it, you realize that he didn't need to be corrupt because he had planted evidence on a suspect, but they ended up finding actual evidence in the suspect's house of the stuff that he did.
Okay.
So he planted without needing to plant.
Yes.
But this had been a systemic thing he'd done for quite some time that had built up his reputation as a great cop, that he's been always be able to find or break these cases and blah, blah, blah. And he has an older partner who doesn't want to believe that he's corrupt until the last minute when he eventually sees the light and has to go along with Charlton Heston, even though he hates it. Kind of like in Crimson Tide when Zunza is telling Denzel, I'm going to go with it, but it's not because I like you. It's because
because
law.
you're correct.
Right. And so, and as it progresses, he gets Wells gets more and more desperate and becomes more and more violent and what have you, and sad, and it becomes sad. So by the end, when when what happens to him, you're just like, yeah, that makes sense, but it's a shame. It's a shame. It's a damn good movie, man. I know people talk about Citizen Kane, people talk about other films, but Touch of Evil is my second favorite film of his. It's so fucking good. And, anyway. All right, which number? Oh, yeah.
Before we get to our number 4s, why don't we take a quick break?
Oh, yeah.
And we can, and we'll be right back here with the top 10 corrupt cop movies. All right, we are jumping back here.
Yeah. Thanks to all those sponsors for supporting the top 10 show. Always nice.
Yes, and as someone else pointed out, trust me, we've thought about it every week, and we don't remember until after the show to do that one little simple thing.
Yeah.
Because we are our own engineers, and obviously, clearly, our producers rather.
Yeah.
And in the moment, flying by the seat of our pants, guys, we're having too much fun. We just want to keep the conversation going.
That's how the game is played. All right, what's your number 4?
My 4 is a pun from earlier, Narc.
Okay, go ahead.
Because you don't know the truth in the end.
Right.
So you don't know what actually, there's various forms of corruption. The cop that they're trying to find that got killed, his corruption.
Yeah.
And then whether or not there's corruption from either of the other two individuals.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I want to save because I don't know how many people have seen Narc.
It's a 20-year-old movie, man.
Okay. So in the end, it's the Leota. Is he telling the truth about actually, he's the one that fired on the suspects, the guy that's already dead.
Right.
And then he took his own life, and I was just trying to cover it up to make sure that his wife got the pension and the kid. Or is that you spinning a story so that I believe you in this moment? And then Jason Patrick of what do I do with this? What choice do I make? And then the movie just cuts, and I'm like, what a great place to end it.
Yep.
It sucks I don't have resolution, but the fact that you kept me engaged on something that I thought was just going to be a simple premise.
Yeah.
And in the end, it leaves you guessing. It's like, that's a good movie. Busta Rhymes is good in it.
Busta Rhymes is great in it, yeah.
It's got small parts from everybody else, but they're just trying to track down who killed this undercover cop.
Carnahan does such a great job directing this thing.
Yeah.
I love his. He is specifically designed to direct man movies, and this is certainly one of those man movies. Men against each other with different shades of gray about morality and ethics, and what the situation is, and confronting their own stuff, and the twists and turns of it in the end, and whether he's dirty or not, you have to make up your mind whether he's dirty or not.
Yeah,
with the reasons for why he did what he did, whether they were valid or not. Right. The Gray is the same way. God, what else did he do? Oh God, there's another one that he did that I think has that kind of vibe to it as well. Oh, Smoking Aces, right? It's all over the place, and it's got some games that's going on with it. He did the A-Team, not McGee. He did the A-Team. Carnahan did.
Okay.
Carnahan
Yeah,
did
who
the
came
A-Team.
up on the other show?
Yeah, on the other show. And he's doing the American version of The Raid, so he's directing it.
I don't know if we need to do the raid, and I don't need to old boy this.
Yeah, I know. I don't disagree.
Because that first one is too effing good, guys. How do you redo that?
I'm gonna try and get him on the deep cut and pin him down and talk about it.
You won't pin them down. They'll, by rights, it'll be questions that you want to know the answer to, but keep it in
Abroad.
a brighter, just a brighter sensibility in that I'm not going to fucking take you to task on something I didn't like or question why you got something made.
Well, I questioned Courtney about Jai Courtney about Terminator and Die Hard, and I was like, what was that experience like not having these films come out and do well in the theaters? What did that do to you?
Yeah, but it's different phrasing as opposed to saying what with these, and they're just bad versions within that canon.
That's fair.
What do you think happened? Why is yours considered one of the worst?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it like that.
But it's kind of what you're asking.
Yeah, well, people don't want to they're not going to answer that one.
Of course they won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours is a much nicer way
I got to get them to talk, man.
to pick at the scab. I want the scab ripped off.
Fair enough. My number 4 is Copland.
That's another one where I've seen it a couple times, but it's been since
Oh, wow.
the few years around when it came out.
Yeah.
And it was on some sort of HBO Showtime. I don't remember what.
Right.
And watched it then, and I haven't gone back to watch it since.
Wow. Yeah, it's so good. Harvey Keitel, I forget it's Harvey Keitel and a few of the cops that are all dirty. Leota, ironically, in this one as well, but not a dirty cop necessarily. He's trying to expose the dirty cops in his own kind of Jose Canseco kind of way because he's a unreliable guy in that way.
Okay.
Stallone fighting back in his own way. De Niro from the Internal Affairs trying to catch these guys who are doing these corrupt things. Michael Rappaport being the kid they're trying to hide. Kathy Moriarty in this thing. All over. Annabella Shore is great as well. And what's his face recently from The Spy? Emmerich. I forget his Noah Emmerich. All really great stuff. Garofalo's in this as well. But like really,
Not surprised.
the corruption comes from Harvey Keitel and this group of Robert Patrick. These group of corrupt cops that live.
Another one who's done a few of these, because there's also Speed.
Yeah, Speed. Wait.
No, it's not Speed. It's because Blow is the Johnny Depp. It's the one where he's undercover in Texas and he gets hooked on smack along with Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Rush, right. Jason Patrick's in that.
He is. He's been Ray Liotta's done a few of these. Like there's a version of this character within Killing Him Softly.
Yeah, right.
It's a guy that lives this kind of underworld life. That's on
Exactly.
the other side of the law.
Right. So these are all cops like who live in their own little community and like police each other and try to cover for each other when they're doing corrupt things. So they're out of the realms and they come into work in New York and then leave New York to go back home. So they're not under the same rules or expectations. And so Stallone's trying to break through and find out what's happening here, and they think he's going to be a good guy and go along with them, and he ends up like eventually exposing them and survives a gunfight to do so. But it's great, and Keitel as a corrupt cop is just like gold.
I mean, he may have something that comes up on this list.
I will tell you right now, that's not on my list. So, all right, what's your number 3?
Really?
Yeah, nah, that's not my thing. What's your number 3?
Well, 3 is L.A. Confidential.
That's my 3. Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful tale of Los Angeles and the glamour of this when it was a new. That is kind of crazy that it didn't exist and then suddenly there was a fantasy factory
Yeah,
on Earth.
yeah.
That's a weird transition. Just in that.
Well, it's like Vegas. Vegas just popped up. Bugsy wanted to make it. He built it, and it popped up, and all of a sudden became all this thing.
But yes, but casinos springing up next to themselves makes a lot of sense. For fantasy on a global level to kind of start in one city. This is where the preponderance of people that make up bullshit and put it into moving pictures live, and then eventually the gravity draws everybody else in, and this is where fantasy gets made.
Yeah.
That's weird. It's the only place like it, by and large, of this magnitude in the entire world.
Very true. Very true.
And we live here.
Yeah. And try to make it work here.
Yep, and try and meet as many normal people as you possibly can.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
Some days it's tough.
Yeah.
Most days it's fine. It's like any big city.
Yeah. That's true. Most days it's fine.
Most days it's fine.
Yeah.
And then there are the days where like, I think that boil, someone needs to rupture that boil in this homeless dude's, neck, this goiter that is. I saw a woman at Home Depot on Sunset because it's not, it's the closest Home Depot traffic-wise to my place. And she had a cyst coming out of her neck that was the biggest I've ever seen outside of like a medical oddities book.
Jesus.
It was huge. And you're like, wow, there's got to be a reason they don't take that off at this point. It's just so big. The rest of us, normals could be.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, what is that?
I don't know what kind of existence that is. Yeah.
No, that's brutal. So anyway, LA Confidential, back when, the 1950s, 1940s, whatever year. Did I say 1950s, early 60s?
Yeah, I think it's 50s, 60s, early 60s. Yeah,
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
And there's the gossip columnist and Danny DeVito, the
Right.
TMZ, of his day.
Right.
And the police corruption with James Cromwell.
Yeah, that's the corruption.
Yeah, you have Guy Pearce and Russell Crowe trying to run down what the facts are and what they aren't. And Guy Pearce was his the Night Owl?
Yeah,
That he
the
was a
Night
part
Owl
of?
shooting, yeah.
And that may not have been on the full up and up type thing.
Yeah, but initially, Russell's not on the good side. And he thinks Guy Pearce is trying to undercut him and undercut the guys who do the real job, and that he's a kiss ass, and there's nepotism involved here, all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. Well, this guy clearly wants to be DA.
exactly, he doesn't see him on the side of the cops. He's on the side of himself, and so there's distrust at the beginning. But as this crime syndicate, essentially, which is what's happening here, that James Cromwell is running, the layers start to peel off.
Yeah.
You start to see how connected everything is here. It just gets it becomes an incredible film in that way.
It does.
I just love the DA getting dangled out the fucking window. That's one of my favorite scenes ever, when they drag him out of the bathroom and throw him out the fucking window.
I love the description of Russell Crowe that he's just a blunt instrument.
Yes.
And then you see him through that guise, and you're like, dude, you acted like the most hammer I've ever seen. You know what I mean? You were a baby sledge. That is fucking impressive. Like, dude, he was the embodiment of he is a blunt force object.
Yeah.
And you're like, hell yeah, he is. He is a pit bull.
Yeah.
And just you unchain him, and boom, he attacks whatever his master wants. That's how Cromwell views him.
Yeah.
And until Crowe realizes that through Pierce and whatnot, of like, oh, actually, these guys are the assholes.
Right. But they all had to endure beatings from him before he realized it.
Yeah.
He kicks the shit out of Pierce.
Kicks the shit out of a lot of people.
Yeah, true. And unfortunately, he does that to Kim Basinger, which is terrible. All right, what's your number 2?
My deuce is not going to make your list, which is
Okay.
Bad Lieutenant.
Yeah, not on my list.
You want to talk about corrupt?
He's super corrupt. I just never liked the movie. So
Well, when you think of corrupt cop, it only fell short of my number 1 for one very specific reason.
okay.
But in this, like, he's stealing evidence to give to drug dealers, and then he takes the case and then takes the money. He's running books for the other cops and taking their money, but then he's actually using that and funneling into his actual betting with a real bookie. So he's in with the mob.
Yeah.
He's going around town and it's, taking what he wants, doing drugs at a girl's apartment, like smoking early PCP would be my guess.
Yeah.
Given the time frame. Now I would assume meth,
Yeah.
but they also smoke some crack rock, and they smoke. I mean, and it just he's a guy that eventually is just going to spin himself out.
Yeah.
And he finally realizes that, and it's too little, too late at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But he has been corrupted by all forces.
But once again, this is a guy with a badge who feels that he can do all of this because he feels untouchable. Because, like you said, he's a member of the system, or he is the system, and therefore, who's going to come catch him? It ain't going to be IAD or other cops because they're all betting with him, so they're not going to turn him in.
No.
So he's got a whole system set up. So he feels like he's a mini god wandering those streets of New York, like that scene
In
when he
his
pulls
little fiefdom, yeah.
Exactly. It was when he pulls the 2 girls over and he's like jacks off right in front of him. You're like, what the fuck? Like, it's just such a weird movie, and something, or the thing in the church on the altar. Jesus Christ. So to speak.
That was
No pun intended.
that was brutal.
Yeah.
And even at the end, when Christ comes back,
Yeah, right.
you're like, wow, this movie.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Abel Ferrara is not one of my favorite directors because he's a little too, I don't know,
See, but I
a
just
little too nutty for me.
as soon as we said corrupt, and I'm like, well, this dude, I don't think he had, outside of his kids,
Yeah.
I don't think he had any shred of human decency left.
Yeah, that's fair.
Showing up to like nightclubs and fucking bouncers, like, hey,
Yeah.
and brings them in. They start doing just tons of blow because he's been in there. He's always got blow.
Yeah.
He has a never-ending supply.
Yeah.
And he's always got cash, and he's always got this,
Yep.
and
He's always doing his thing.
just yeah, he was corrupt. What's your two?
It's your punt from earlier, The Departed.
Okay.
Departed. I mean, he's Corrupt Cop. He's Corrupt
That's
Cop.
what I'm saying.
The Corrupt Cop. That's what I'm telling you. Matt Damon, fantastic as the Corrupt Cop in the movie. And then you find out that other dude, James Badge Dale, is corrupt. So you didn't find out that he's got a whole system of corrupt cops working in the freaking police force there.
Makes sense.
Whitey, the character that Jack Nicholson plays, the Whitey Bulger type character. But yeah, you go through this whole process. It's fantastic. I enjoy the hell out of him in this movie, and the cat and mouse game between them both as DiCaprio and Damon as they circle each other throughout the movie. I just really enjoyed it. Saw it again the other night. I hadn't seen it in a long time. And man, it still holds up. I know people would say, "Oh, Infernal Affairs is a better situation," or "The rat going across the pipe at the end is so fucking on the nose." I just was like, I just enjoy the movie. It's got great scenes, good dialogue, fantastic acting. Yeah, does Nicholson get a little too wild at times? Sure, whatever. But it's Nicholson. That's why you put him in the movie. And Baldwin certainly does his own kind of over the top type of thing as well. But it works in that way. Because it's fantastical at times, but still retains enough reality and enough stakes that when these things happen, you feel them as you're watching them. In my opinion.
I echo all your sentiments. It just
Okay.
for me, when it comes to Scorsese movies, I judge it on that criteria now in my head of just kind of like it's one of the Scorseses that I don't go back to rewatch.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Nothing
Okay.
against it. It's just
Shit.
when
Okay.
I think Scorsese, I would much rather watch Goodfellas, Wolf of Wall Street, give me Taxi Driver, give me Raging Bull, give me, and I would I'll watch all those before I ever think to even get to.
Wow.
That's where The Departed is, and at this point in my life,
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. What's your number two?
it's an excellent corrupt cop movie.
What's your number one?
My number one is the punt from earlier,
Okay.
Leon, the Professional.
Oh, okay. All right. Gary Oldman as the corrupt cop. All right.
Because it's a corrupt cop who finally kills.
Yes.
The corruption is complete. You are now just a thug with a badge.
Yeah. Yeah.
The others at least had the shred of some sort of human decency or dignity left that they're not going to violate the only rule
Yeah.
to me. And within that, it's like, now he is indiscriminately, he will kill you if you get in his way.
Yeah.
And he gets to work with such impunity because he's in narcotics. And he's a fucking drug dealer, man. He pulled a gun on me. He took a shot. And everybody in his crew is getting a little taste. So they're all corrupt. So there's a little fucking devil and all his little devil minions coming with him everywhere. He's like a plague of locusts landing. And the mania is so palpable. When he pops that pill, Oldman does, and I can't remember the character's name,
Yeah.
but he looks straight up into the God's eye view camera and just I don't know what he does in that moment, but you channel drug use in a way that is really impressive.
Yeah. Agreed.
I believe you are off your ass.
Yeah.
You are so gacked out of your mind that you're operating on some weird, coke confidence times 1,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
But once I get to the discussion of actual corruption he's fully corrupted. He's no longer a cop. Gary Oldman is not a cop.
Yeah.
He's not. Yeah. He is a fucking basically a drug dealer who's just there to steal the money. Mm-hmm. And it's
And he's fantastic in the movie, man. He really is. It is over the top, but it's an over top that makes sense.
It works in that world.
Right. I mean, he tried a version of this in Romeo is Bleeding a little bit, and I almost put that in my number 10. But I don't think enough people have seen it, and it's just one of those films that I quietly love from the 90s. Him and Lena Olin in a fucking insane movie. And you see him kind of working out the kinks of what he's going to do in Leon and the Professional in that movie. So to see it really come to fruition here and what Luc Besson does, and of course the back and forth with him and Leon I don't think they ever really meet each other until the end.
No.
Right? So, like, it's this
They're at a
entity.
distance.
Right, the whole time they're at this distance. And it isn't until the end when he's walking out, Leon is, that all this kind of stuff goes on and happens. But, like, it's such a tragic story, but it's made all the more tragic when you see how the size of the evil force against him. You know, he can't win. He's not allowed to win. He can't win.
Well, the odds are so greatly stacked, you know, in the other side's favor.
Yeah.
That he has no opportunity realistically to win.
Yeah.
And the ridiculousness of it would be that somehow he did.
Right.
And I think it's a more resonant movie to this day because he doesn't.
Right.
And
Agreed.
because, well, Oldman still, he gets his guy. Mm-hmm. So that's good.
Yeah.
And he does the other thing is he saves Natalie Portman.
Yes.
So between those two things, it's kind of like a life, you know, a goal complete.
Yes. Agreed.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, first time we saw Portman.
Yes, 12 years old.
I wonder if I knew, what is it, Renault before this movie.
I did because I had seen La Femme Nikita, the French one.
I don't know if I'd seen this before then or not. I knew the USA show.
Right.
I didn't watch it, but I remember the promos and all that jazz. So I knew it was based on a movie, but I think I saw that years later. Unless, I don't know, you're talking about the...
Not the Point of No Return.
Point of No, I was about to say, I was like, the Bridget, what's her name?
Yeah, Bridget Fonda.
Fonda. I
Point of No
Jones,
Return.
and I was like,
that was the
clearly
remake
Jones.
of La Femme Nikita. The
That's
French.
what I thought.
Right. Teshki Cario's in that. Anne Parillaud is the actress who plays Nikita in the movie, and Leon shows up as the guy who is just a cleaner, and he pours acid on the bodies in the bathtub, and the bodies start to move around, and you're like, oh. So it's just like it's a fucking brutal, awesome French movie. If you haven't seen it, please do not think Point of No Return is somehow incredible. Go rent or find your way to watch La Femme Nikita. It is fantastic.
There you go. There's your call to action, guys. You get out there, you do that, you see it.
Just a suggestion.
I always wondered about that when you see like the Hitmen for Hiring, like Grosse Point Blank, and the idea that there's numerous out there and they're all competing contractors and whatnot going out for jobs. But that exists in the world. That legitimately does.
Does it?
There has
I don't
to.
know.
There has to.
Maybe.
Look, the mob set up Murder, Inc.
Yeah, true.
so long ago. And for those of you who don't know, Murder, Inc. was their own hitmen squad that lived outside of the major cities, and they had no connection to any of the families, and they would just call in murders, and these guys would travel around the country and kill people for them. And that's why it was so hard to pin murders on the mob for a long, long time until one of these guys, I think, turned on the rest of the crew. Anyway, it's been a while since I read about Murder, Inc. But it definitely exists because now we have so much more like mercenary forces with all the private contractors and whatnot, and guys leave the armed services. Now they join this.
True.
They're going out, and the elite of the elite of the elite of that would be, hey, we need you to go here and take out this political target.
Yeah, yeah.
That should exist.
Yeah, fair point. All right, I'll believe you.
It just has to.
You seem all knowledgeable about this stuff.
To.
Yeah.
Now, the Jason Bourne, no.
Right.
I don't believe. But do I think that our government more than likely has some of these individuals' numbers? Yes, I do.
That I do believe, yeah.
Yes, I do. Might know their Twitter handle. At Murder for Hire. I'm sure that's one Twitter handle they shut down. There's got to be a whole bunch.
I bet there are.
You're just no one's ever allowed to have that as theirs.
Murder, Inc. All right, my number one is obviously the one from earlier. Your number 10, Training Day.
You're number one, wow.
Yeah. That might be the greatest disparity we've ever seen versus, obviously not being on the list is a disparity, but certainly 10 may be the greatest disparity we've seen in a list.
I want to say it's happened at least once.
Yeah.
Before. I'm not entirely sure.
But it's rare.
It is rare.
Yeah, I just love, Denzel's fantastic. It's a total corrupt cop movie. It's the first movie I thought about with corrupt cops.
I invite you on that.
Nah, I enjoyed it so much, and I think Ethan Hawke have great chemistry. I think the film still holds up. Cliff Curtis is fantastic as that Cholo gang leader, and everything that goes along with the movie, Scott Glenn and his corruption and the money and all that goes on. You see him unraveling as the film goes on, and Ethan kind of trying to figure out this train as he's riding on it because he can't get off. He tries to get off, and he can't get off.
Yeah.
And it's insane. He has to take those drugs. He has to do all kinds of shit and cover for him and go to these meetings. And fuck, man, it's
by
a lot.
happenstance, he just happened to save the sister.
Yeah, truly by happenstance.
Of the dude.
Sure.
Seems very convenient for the.
Oh my god. Well, that's the whole. That's what makes it a cool twist.
It's not really a twist. It's
a twist. You don't know that he's the sister of the.
You don't. But when you're seeing that, you're like, what are the chances? Is this Crash gritty version? Like, what are the chances?
It happens.
All these things intertwine, and all these very specific.
Crash the gritty version. Crash.
I've always looked at this movie as Denzel should not have won for this.
Wow.
I have zero problem with him winning for this.
Right.
But as his first, it's like Pacino with Scent of a Woman.
I agree with the Pacino one, yeah.
This should not. You should have already won for this, and the fact that they're awarding you for this is great and all.
Yeah.
But I judge it by no. You should have won for this, or
Yeah.
this, or this.
Do you think they secretly know?
Yes,
Do you think Pacino went home to the Oscars like, oh, they finally gave me one?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter now, but they
Yes.
finally gave me one.
especially in Pacino's case.
Yeah, I would've-
Denzel's, I'm sure you've like that. No, I earned it. That role was great.
Right.
And you're not wrong.
Right.
You're not
right,
wrong.
right.
But I think you could have gotten it for a couple others.
Yeah, absolutely. Malcolm X, absolutely.
Malcolm X is the first I think of.
I wonder if Paul Newman did that when he came home with Color of Money. He's like, whatever.
Probably.
Yeah.
Or maybe it felt a little bit better because he was at the tail, end.
Yeah, but he also probably secretly knew that he shouldn't have got it, and he got it as a sympathy vote rather than an actual reason for him to win.
And at this point,
It's not an incredible performance. Watch the movie. It's not an incredible performance.
no. But you also now looking back at your life, and I bet you he was like mad because he realizes like it's an award.
Yeah.
What does that really mean? I've gotten a lot of them.
Yeah.
It doesn't
fair
fulfill me in any really significant way. It doesn't make me happy.
Yeah.
I don't have long for this earth. So this is nice. I appreciate you showing up and saying, hey, you're fucking great.
Yeah.
That's how I would take it.
Yeah.
I would soak it up for that night and just move on because it's like, I got a little time left. I'm not going to. Did they talk about me on Twitter the next day? Was I trending on Instagram? was it this? I just like,
Right.
dude.
Right. Well, anyway, there it is. That's my number one trending. That's our separate lists of the corrupt cop movies. Let's put this thing together, Matt. What do you say?
I am down.
Okay.
So it's 110 for you. And where'd you have Leon? You had it like 8?
Leon was 6.
6. 1-6. Do we have anything that can beat 1-6?
No, 'cause
Bad
you-
Lieutenant, you don't have. LA Confidential, we both have at 3.
We do have it at 3.
1-6 or 2 3s. Well, that's the exact same thing. So I would say 1-6 because that's how we decide all the others.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
If it was 2-5 versus 3-4, you'd be like, well, I care more about the 2.
You know
Winning.
what? That's cool. Put Leon there at 1.
It makes the most sense.
Does it, though?
It really does. I don't see you writing anything down, so
It's because now my turn to write anything down.
I write more often than not.
I bang
At
more
least.
often than not. What
You
are we
do.
talking about?
We're not talking about anything. Facts is what we're talking about.
Fact. So what? Then the
Uh,
then the LA Confidential?
yeah, LA Confidential's 2.
Okay.
And then we have, so it's 110 now versus Narc. Where do you have that?
8.
4-8. I would say 110 beats that.
What do you have to put?
8,
2-8? Oof.
2-8 or 110. I would go 1.
Yeah, I would too.
All right, Training Day next.
Hey, thank you, man.
See that? It's just,
Okay. All right.
it's mathematical, it's judicious, it's fair.
Oh, it's mathematical, is that what you said?
Matt is a part of that, but I have 2 T's in my name.
That's true. Fair point. Just rosining up the bow here.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, you know.
Well, I'm just saying, knowing the rosining up the bow.
That's a.
I played violin for 6 years.
Oh, I was just doing Devil Came Down.
Oh, okay, I was like, yeah, you got to rosin your bow. You got to, that is part of it. Not many people know that.
I got to rosin my bow, baby. All right, where are we at?
Do you do a mean version, like you sing along with that shit? Dills in the house of the rising sun. Just
I
like,
do karaoke all the time. For that.
that's one of yours?
Oh, that's one of my standards.
That's not a played out karaoke one at this point?
Not for me. It drives Lindley crazy. She hates it.
How often do you guys go to karaoke? Did
We
you sing
don't
it
go to
enough times?
karaoke. Like when I did it last year at my birthday party,
Uh-huh.
she was like, "Oh my god, I hate that fucking song." So she was like, "I don't know why you would." I was like, "I love it. I love doing it. I've done it 4 or 5 times now in the last couple
Well,
years."
it's over in just a couple minutes, so it's not like it's.
Yeah, it's not a long song.
Yeah, you're not belting out a 6-minute song.
I want to do "Boy Named Sue" next time I do karaoke. That's a tough one. The Johnny Cash one.
Sure.
You got to do the live version too. That's the best one. Most personality.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
I've never actually done it.
Oh, "Boy Named Sue"
No.
karaoke. Oh wow.
I've been in the room and whatnot, but it became popular when I wasn't really drinking anymore.
Right,
At least all my friends that really got into it. So I would go and hang out, but it was like, I'm not drunk enough to sing. Or it's more so like, if I was having a good time and loving every second of this, I would gladly go up there and sing.
Oh, of course.
But it's a bunch of drunk people slurring through. It's like there's only so much entertainment for me in that. I've lived that.
Yeah.
And now that that's not my idea of the best of times. So karaoke's always been like, this is fine.
Yeah.
And then I'm out. I'm out. It sounds like you walk in with your own catalog and you're like,
No, I'm not one of those.
which unit do you use? Okay, I want A4. And you got your pre-selects down.
No, I'm not one of those. I have a list, but I'm not one of those. Like my friend used to come in with
Do you
her
cut
own.
to your phone and you have the version of Spotify app for this type of thing? That you can just go in and put your phone down on his tablet and it syncs. Here's what I want.
We'll just do these top 10 here.
You've written your own couple joke versions of songs. Guys, here's a new one. I'm going to debut this for you tonight. You just have your own little concert. I'm in on that. Let's do that. Let's get the top 10 out and just karaoke classics with the top 10.
The top 10.
We'll do that when we fly into a place to do a Saturday show. We'll do a Friday.
Oh my God.
You know.
That would be brilliant.
It would be brilliant.
People pay like VIP extra level to come join us at a karaoke bar. And we rent out the room, which we use the VIP money to do. And then we all do karaoke with these fans. That's not a bad idea at all. I'm down.
I already told you that I'm not a big fan of karaoke, so I can't imagine half of the equation that needs to make this happen. He's going to be pushing too hard for this, you know? Watching you get shit canned.
You still get
and
high.
like trying to manage all the crap around the stage. Not traveling around, man.
Oh, really? All right.
I don't ever ask for it. I don't. It's not like I put a demand out beforehand to say anything. It's just.
I'll handle that. I'll talk to the people.
Oh, okay. I'd rather you didn't. If anybody's going to do it, I've done it way more than you have.
Put it on social media. Hashtag marijuana.
There's much easier ways to do it. Just figure out who may or may not be holding.
Right.
I knew two dudes in Chicago and I didn't say anything.
Oh, really?
I just knew.
Oh, shit.
Without asking, I just knew.
Yeah.
One of them worked there and one of them did not.
Okay.
The one that worked there, I was like, I know you have something. It's without, I don't question the slightest. I almost asked him in between if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But I also figured it'd be some mid-grade.
Yeah, probably.
And I'm like, I'm used to
No offense to that club, but yeah.
living out here. It's not that. It's just he seemed the type.
Yep, fair enough.
I've smoked a lot of pot in my day.
You know who you're smoking with.
Yeah, well, you know, you can just tell. Although weed in general has gotten better
Yes.
over the years.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine his mediocre is still pretty good.
It was weird, like driving past, where we live in Beverly Hills now, driving up Robertson, there's a MedMen, which is essentially like a
dispensary.
Apple store for pot. Two people were outside at 7:30 in the morning making a line, and because the store opens at 8, and so they want to be one of the first two.
It could be one of those, they're on their way to work, and I can bang this out real quick, and I work a block away.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
You should not be getting in line for weed at fucking 8 a.m.
some dispensaries close pretty early. And
I know.
You might be working past that. So now is, hey man, I schedule my day by how much I can fit in. What do I do tomorrow?
Yeah.
And I schedule it out. Some days I got to be up. Fuck, today I got to be up at 6 in the to be down at this specific thing because it needs to be done
Right.
by 7:45. And then I'm done for 3 hours. But I have to be up to do this.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah,
Fun times.
sounds like. Are we done with our list or what?
No, we're not even close.
Jesus
We've only
Christ,
done
come on.
3. We just jumped in the middle.
All right. Where are we at?
We're at, so we've done 3 total. My next highest is Bad Lieutenant at 2.
Okay.
We have Narc in common.
Yeah.
We have The Departed in common.
Okay.
And did you have American Gangster? You had American
I did
Gangster.
not have Game.
Okay.
Yeah. What's Departed 2? I have 2.
9.
Okay.
And Narc is 4. What?
8.
All right. So The Departed,
Okay.
The Narc,
Okay.
and then I got Bad Lieutenant at 2.
All right, go ahead.
What's your next?
We're going to put LA Confidential up, right?
Correct.
My number 4, which is Copland.
We have nothing else in common. Copland makes it. I got
Okay.
my 5 Serpico. Do you have a 5?
Yeah, it's Touch of Evil, but I'm cool with it being under Serpico.
All right. Then Touch of Evil. And then what's your next highest?
The Professional? Do we put that on there?
Yes.
Okay, number 7, Insomnia.
Oh, shit. I have Insomnia
Oh,
as well. We forgot that we had that in common.
what number do you have it at?
6. So
Oh.
that would probably,
Yeah, put on what?
I'd say
Right after Narcos?
7. You think after?
Oh,
Where's-
after
where's
Bad
Copland?
Lieutenant? Sorry,
Yeah.
after Bad.
Where's
Yeah,
Copland
yeah.
for you?
Copland is 4.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Insomnia, then Copland.
Okay.
Serpico, and then Touch of Evil.
Sounds good. All right, let's do this thing. The top 10 corrupt cop movies, yeah. At number 10.
Touch of Evil.
At number 9.
Serpico.
At number 8.
Copland.
At number 7.
Insomnia.
At number 6.
Bad Lieutenant.
At number 5.
Narc.
At number 4.
The Departed.
At number 3.
Training Day.
At number 2.
L.A. Confidential.
And our number 1 corrupt cop movie is...
Leon the Professional.
Does that sound French? There you go. That's our top 10 corrupt cop movies. Thanks everybody for listening to this episode of the podcast.
Yeah, good luck to you, Black and Blue, this weekend. Maybe you can pull out a home run there.
Who you
That's
talking?
the movie we're basing this on.
Oh, yeah. Fair point. Yeah.
Tyrese, let's see if you get a little fighting words coming back.
I'll be cheering for Naomi Harris. I like her. She's great. British actress doing a little American work there.
I love it. The word like the officers pepping up the people, the first wave that know that they're going to die. Guys, you're going to be great. We got to storm the beach. We got to take that beachhead. If anybody can do it, it's you. I believe in you 100%. Go.
You guys are going to be great. You're going to make us proud.
All right. Now, they got to reload, guys. So this next wave, this is the prime time. This is what, unfortunately, those gentlemen, they gave their lives for you to make this chance here.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right. Third wave. The gun is overheating.
Do not step over the body. Step over the body.
Exactly. This is the moment we were waiting for. Boom. Wave 5.
Wave 5.
The shrapnel. They've got to dial in the precise locations. They're not there yet. And it just keeps coming. Wave 6. The bombers cannot accurately get us just yet. You got this.
Wave 7, straight to DVD.
Straight to DVD. Well, Wave 8, production hell.
Production hell.
It's a vehicle for the individual. Never gets out of turnaround.
Nope. Sorry.
No. You were in the system. Hopefully you made a couple dollars. But nothing's going to happen there.
Well, don't forget, next week is our final week before we jump on to Collider.
Correct.
And so start getting ready, getting prepped. We've recorded a promo video for it already, so waiting on that to drop on the Collider airwaves. But trust me, they are letting us do the show our way. No restrictions, no limits, no stops of any kind. No, don't cuss or, don't talk about this or don't compile the list together on audio or video. No, all of that is being kept and maintained by us. And we'll even have Cody and Adam possibly jumping in with graphics. So all of that's been approved across the board from the people at Collider. They're very kind to let us come back and do our show our way.
Yeah, you could still, for those that just want to listen to us on this feed now, you can continue doing that. This will exist. It will go up at midnight every Tuesday, just like it has been, like clockwork.
Yeah.
You can count on that. There'll be more avenues. So if somebody, I already had the Collider app open on my podcasting app. I just listened there. Great. Don't care. Watch us on, for patrons, you get the video a week early and you'll be able to get that link like you've gotten other video links. And for everybody else, you get it a week later and Collider will put that up. We don't have a firm date on when it's supposed to come out, or not date, but day of the week.
Yeah.
That'll consistently come out. Yeah, but once we do, hopefully we have that figured out by the next the show that you hear. Otherwise, you'll figure it out pretty quick.
Yeah, and if you're $10 and up, you'll get the video
Correct.
when we drop it that day.
On Tuesday.
If you're $10 and below, you will get it a week later to be able to watch it. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, as will everybody that wants to check it out then.
Absolutely.
And, we wouldn't be able to. Hopefully, Cody and Adam can find the time. That'd be awesome to have those things back. I don't know if we'll be able to see them in the moment. But we can go back and see it afterwards.
Yeah,
type
sure,
of thing.
Sure. It might pop up. It might be able to pop up on the screen that we have inside the podcast room now. Possibly, they're working on being able to pop up the graphics while we're watching. So
then we have to go back to a work schedule, which I kind of favor our one now, where I can flummox with my list until the very last moment. Because then I am locked in.
Right.
And that you do it too. You're like, damn it. Like
we're going to have to make that change maybe, I think.
Last week with just the Logan and you didn't have her. It was 2 weeks ago or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I didn't have Avengers Endgame. Just like, I didn't think about that.
Good point.
It's going to happen.
We'll see. Matt, where can they find you?
You can find me anywhere at Matt Nost. You can find us over at facebook.com/groups/the top 10 show with all spelled out. Or you can go to patreon.com/the top 10 if you want to get that video a week early and all the other stuff that we do there. Top Thunder, classic shows, shout out to the month, relist, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Join us over there. And or follow the show itself on Twitter at Top 10 Show, all spelled out.
There you go. You can follow me at The Rocha Says. See Matt and I on Sports Time every Monday now. The NFL season is back. Matt has Dropping Dimes, dropping on the Collider Sports channel every Thursday as well.
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday. Sorry about that. And we got so much more content coming down the road. So follow both of us, follow the Top 10, and we'll see you next time on the Top 10 Show.